This is how you can copy some of the things that Klay Thompson do when shooting to finally shoot how you always wanted. But of the all greatest shooters out there, why we are copying Klay Thompson jump shot? Even that he may not seem like the best player to copy, Klay is 100% the best choice if you want to learn what you should do when shooting. And we can see that by looking a little bit into his life. His father, Michael Thompson, was not only an NBA player, but the first overall pick in 1978, and he also won two championships with the Lakers. So, since Klay Thompson had born, he had expectations that he would reach the NBA too. But there is a problem. Scouts questioned whether he would excel in the NBA, since he was average, if not below average, in most of the things, even though he was a good shooter. Not only that, but he was too quiet when playing, which some scouts interpreted as he has no competitive drive and desire to win. Klay also underperformed in big games, and this is a big problem too, since he only would talk back with his game, and if he couldn't do that, he definitely wouldn't go to the NBA. And if you think that this whole situation could get any worse, in 2011, during his junior year, Klay Thompson was cited for marijuana possession after a traffic stop. So, not only he was suspended for a crucial game for that season, but also scouts and teams began to questioning his maturity and decision making. Now his chances were near zero. So, with his only asset being shooting well, he knew that the only way that he could have the chance to go to the NBA was becoming an insanely better shooter than he was before. And after a lot of hard work, he developed his jump shot as perfect it could be. And because of all those situations, he became a monster when it comes to shooting, making possible for him to be chosen to participate into the 2011 draft. So, if there is one guy that we should learn about how to shoot better, his name is Klay Thompson. Okay, so the first thing we are going to learn is something that I always admire in Clay's jump shot, is how he can always shoot every shot in the same way. And this is also the reason that most of his shots always goes in. He found a rhythm that he could make the shot and could do that every time, no matter what the situation was. So I decided to start to do this when shooting too. In less than 20 shots, I already had found my rhythm, and after that, you just need to focus to try to replicate that same feeling again and again and again. So, the first thing that you need to do, like Klay Thompson, is that having a singular rhythm, one that you can have the highest chance of making a shot in the same moment that you are comfortable and can always replicate that every single time. Having a rhythm when shooting is one of the best things that you could have, but you still need to have a well developed jump shot for that to work. So the second thing is a mechanic that Klay have in his jump shot that if you implement that, you will see that you are going to shoot a lot more consistently. And to understand this better, take a look at him shooting. Notice how he always picks the ball and brings to his quadriceps. Why? If you always bring the ball to the same place before shooting it, you just need to do the same movement every time to shoot. Imagine if you pick the ball and shoot it from where you picked. Every time you would need to calculate hundreds of adjustments that you need to do just to make that single shot. Now, if you just waste a little more time preparing to shoot the ball, you will never need to think of this again. You just will need to do the exact same motion every time. So the second thing is to, after picking the ball, try to bring to the middle of the quadriceps or somewhere they find comfortable near that place. And just after that, you start your shooting motion. The third thing that you should copy from Klay Thompson is another mechanic, and this one will make you a much more lethal shooter than before. You see, I had a problem some months ago. I was shooting pretty well, but from nowhere, I began to miss a lot of my shots. So, in an almost act of despair, I tried to review my own jump shot to see if I was doing anything wrong, with the hope to fix that. Then I discovered something far worse than a simple mistake. A thing that every amateur shooter do, and even some of the top shooters do, but nobody seems to care about. Then, like happened with myself, out of nowhere, you become a very inconsistent shooter. Most of the people think they are shooting with only one hand, but you actually is not. Most of the amateur shooters is still actually using a little bit of the left hand when shooting, even though it doesn't feel like it. And that left hand is causing you to miss your shots. It's those mini pushes that we start doing naturally that cause those inconsistent moments on the future. And what we need to do, that offhand that we are talking about is called guide hand. The guide hand should only guide the ball to the right direction if the ball loses naturally his correct path. And you can clearly see that I was not doing this in my jump shot. In my jump shot, the guide hand is doing a flick, showing that I was pushing the ball a little bit with my left hand, and that was making my shot more inconsistent. But in Klay Thompson jump shot, you can see that the hand is only there to guide the ball, not adding any extra variables in the shot, making the jump shot be way more precise and consistent than mine. Seeing that I was doing this wrong, I began to fix that, and in just some few days, I had improved a lot just by implementing this one thing to making a well-developed guide hand. So, the third thing that you should copy from Klay Thompson jump shot is that guide hand if you want to increase your consistency and precision when shooting. But you will see that in the beginning, when implementing this mechanic, you will suffer a lot to control and to generate power in the first hours. But after that, you will improve a lot. Trust me, it's better to suffer now than 10 times more in the future. That was the three main things that I noticed in Klay Thompson's jump shot that made him become the unique shooter that he is today. If you want to know even more about how to shoot and have a better jump shot, you might want to check this video. Comment below what should be the next video about, and I see you